What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to this episode of On The Bench with Pete. And in this episode I'm going to carry on with my commission, maybe my diorama work, I don't know. Maybe my death guard, I don't know. That's what I got on the bench, so let's just get to it. Oh, but before we do, don't forget your brushes, your models, your paints, your tea, coffee, whatever you're having. Paint along with me, hobby along with me. Let's just have some fun. Let's go. Right, so here we are. Haha! Actually, I've just finished a tutorial on making your own Astro Granite, because I'm going to need some of that later on. I might even use some in this video, who knows? Who knows? So I'll just clean up my... They're cheapy old brushes anyway, but still want to keep them relatively tidy. Okay, so I'm going to pop my glasses on and let's get to it. Now this is a model I did, well, this is one of the ones from the commission. I started doing the basing on it. This was with real Astro Granite, I'll say the legitimate stuff. And he's going to need dry brushing with a bit of long beard grey. So I might do that if I can find it. Now, do I have it here or is it packed away? That's the thing. I didn't plan ahead very well with this one. So I'm going to put my my other paints away. Oh dear. Where on earth is my long beard grey, he says. Where on earth is it? I don't know. Maybe I won't be doing that. That's my fake Astro Granite. I don't think I can see it out anywhere. I had it last time I was painting, but that was a while ago, so you'll have to forgive me. Didn't put it away with the whites, did I? Or did I? Nope. Nope. I've got rack white. That's just a little too... rack white is a bit too close to white, I find, for some applications. Wow, this is a good start, isn't it? Not being able to find my paints. Alphan Grey. That's not the one I want. Oh well, stuff it. I won't bother with that one then. I'll do it when I find it, eventually. I had it the other day. I had it the other day. Or last week, whenever it was. That's alright. We'll do something else instead. No biggie, no biggie. Alright, we'll start with this guy and then I want to do his kind of boot things. They are boots. I think I'll do them a sort of a green colour. How's that? I will need you Shabty Bone, I know that. I will need Screaming Skull, I know that. And yeah, that's not bad, but that's still not what I'm looking for. Green, yeah, I think we'll use this brown violet. Give it a good shake. Well, that was a rocky start, wasn't it? Still can't find my paint. Paints that mysteriously vanish. And that's all that. It means I've put it away wrong, or it's hiding on my mess of a desk somewhere. Either one is not a good prospect for me. Right, which brush do I want? I think I'll use my Kulinski. It sounds better. I'm green boots for you, mister. Just using the dampness of the brush. Of course it's quite a thin paint anyway. Got the heating on. It's warming up really nicely. So I'm liking that. All good. All good on the Western Front. Now I'll ask you here early on, what are you working on? Don't forget to put it down in the comments. I'm always really keen to know. Sometimes you guys are working on really massive projects. I'm like, wow, that is cool. Oh, that's good. I like that. I like that. Yeah, these are looking good. For a colour scheme, I mean. I'm looking forward to Necromunda. Can't wait to crack that bad boy open. It's still in its cellophane. At the time of recording this, it's still in its cellophane. But you know, I know I've got to get this stuff done first, so I'm using a bit of willpower here. I think I'll take some photos of these guys when they're done, because I won't see them after I've handed them back, and it'd be nice to have a bit of a record of it, really. Just a record of what I've done. Or I'll make a video, you know. Video of the vampire counts. There we go. So his green boots look pretty awesome. Quite like that. Anybody else got boots? Yes, he has. He can have green boots too. Even though I haven't done his trousers yet, but hey ho. So it's very cold at the moment. Very, very cold. A lot of the gas and electric's going on heating right now. So yeah. But only a couple of weeks and then it'll be the shortest day of the year, and then start getting lighter again, which is good. I prefer the summer. Summer is my favourite season of the year by far. I'm not a fan of winter really, too cold. And here especially it's cold and wet usually, and that's even worse. At least in the summer you get a little bit of a reprieve, or it's not quite so bad, you know. But sometimes you do get a couple of weeks of good weather. And that's what I like. Yeah, I'm liking these. I like this green. It's actually called brown violet, the paint by Vallejo. I use it on a lot of different things. Used it on my Gates of Antares, I believe, for the Concord faction, if you remember that. Watched another episode of Daredevil last night, really cool, loving that show. Because I've said I'm not watching them anymore on my own, because I'll let my daughter and wife catch up to where I am. It's killing me though. Also watched a couple episodes of Stranger Things as well on season 2. So Jane met I forget her name now, number 8. So 11 met 8. That's cool. Right, so I've done his boots. Yeah, I think I have enough to do a few pairs of boots here. I don't know whether to go like an ogre and camo shade for the boots or Agrax. Might go Agrax actually, it's a bit of dirtier feel to it, won't it? Or maybe a 1-1 mix of Agrax Earthshade and non-oil, that might be good too. Well, combination. The painter side of me kind of sees the appeal of commission painting. I just wouldn't be able to find it viable, you know. I do, that side of my brain says, you know, this is quite good. You get to paint models, hand them back, you know, it didn't cost you anything to get the models. But then you may end up having to paint stuff you're not really into. There is that as well. So I suppose you choose your clientele and your orders, I suppose. I think I need a sip of my coffee soon. This will be good. It is holding up my Death Guard, I admit, but you know, it's for a friend, so I'll do what I can. And I mustn't forget the shopping today is going to arrive here at 4 PM. Well, between 4 and 5. So I won't forget that. I figure if I get enough footage of videos done, I can spend some time editing in at home, and then I'll be home anyway. Then I won't be in a position to forget my shopping, because the other week I forgot the shopping was arriving. I was in mini Warzone painting away. Didn't hear the shopping arrive, didn't hear the dogs barking. It's like, whoa, dude. Right. Gonna give him a green top. I think he'll have like a red skirt thing, I think. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Right, nearly there. Just figured I'd do another garment whilst I was here, you know. Then that's another thing less to do. Yes. Yes, I'm happy with that. Coffee. I'm puzzled. The only other thing that could have happened to my Longbeard Grey is it fell on the floor, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. Longbeard Grey. It's my favourite dry brush paint, you know. My absolute favourite, so I'd be gutted to have lost it, as it were. It's going to sound funny for a dry paint, but it was kind of drying up a bit anyway. When I say that, I mean it's getting drier than usual. Okay. What next, chaps? I think some grey. Not Eshin grey. What grey trousers, perhaps? Grey trousers. I can't even see what grey this is because it's pigment separated from the thing. Oh, that's a very dark grey. No, I don't want that. Alpha grey is too light. What fiend grey? Celestial grey might work, he says. Got a couple of those. Astronomical grey. I think Celestial grey. What grey is this? Cold grey. No, I think Celestial grey will do. Celestial grey. He's going to do some trousers. We'll put this green back. Although it's called brown, I put it in with the greens because it looks green to me. I'm going to pop some of this onto my palette. Bit of water. Still sticking with my Kalinsky brush. Now, trousers. Some people's trousers here. He can have grey trousers. I think I want him to have grey trousers, yes. Then I'll non-oil them. That's what I'll do. I think I want his ribs to be not sticking out. I think I just want them to be so thin that they're showing. Oh, don't know if you can hear that. That's my stomach making weird noises. On the bench with Pete's stomach. Oh yeah, that's right. I did talk about my Necromunda experience, i.e. getting it, on my last video I filmed, but it didn't come out, so I had to scrap it. So yeah, that was pretty awesome, because I save all year, usually for conventions. But I made the decision, I thought, nah, do you know what, you don't save anything by going to them. You really don't, and it's a pain in the neck to get to. I'm just going to spend the money on what I want to get. Which is fair enough, don't you agree? You know, why not? So yeah, I went to Games Workshop and I bought Necromunda. Hell yeah! Especially since my friend said yes, he'd like to play that, get into that, so we can do some videos on that perhaps. Once we familiarise ourselves with the rules, because I've never played Necromunda. And of course, I'm going to have to paint it up first. We'll play some Underhive games. Video that, and take it from there. Actually, his skirt instead of red. No, yes. I was going to do it grey, but no. Okay, Farmer Giles. I'll call this guy with the scythe Farmer Giles because I don't know, it's funny. He can be having grey trousers, I think. Because I want him to. Filled in that Warhammer community survey thing the other day. Well, actually, I did it about 2 or 3 days ago. Well, whenever it came out, anyway. So by the time you see this, it'll be a while ago now. It'll be history. But that was good. I'm really glad they did it. It'd be nice if other companies followed suit, you know, on their games and did similar market research. I mean, that really would be good, I think. I did a video response to Vince Venturella's topic of the week on it. Because he was asking if, you know, did you do it? What do you think of it? And, you know, how do you feel about it if you're in the majority, in the minority, and whatever? I said, oh, yeah. I answered that. You have to see the video to see that one yourself, what my thoughts were on it. So Farmer Giles is turning out alright. He's coming on. Gonna go and plant some crops later, so he's good. Any other trousers to do? What's this skirt thing? No. Got some, not boots as such, or shoes, kind of like wraparounds. Almost like gaiters, but they form the shoe as well. So it can be grey. So it's looking like I'm just doing the commission. Once again, neglecting my Death Guard, but that's okay. I've got to get this commission done. I don't want it lingering around. I would like it done by Christmas. People don't understand there's many hours of work though, you know. Speaking of work, I'm still hopeful about my job application for Aldi. I mean, they did say they'd keep my details on file, but I'm kind of hoping. Well, you know, I'm just kind of hoping. You know what I'm saying. They get back to me and say, yes, we'd love you to work for us, or come in for an interview. If I get an interview, then I reckon I got it. I'm quite good at interviews, always have been. be refreshing to go to one. I haven't been to one in a long time. I just made a mistake there, and that's irritating. Got to do his guts as well. Yeah, it's quite a nice grey, Celestial Grey. I forgot how good it was. I forgot how good. It's got a wrist band that I want to do in leather, so I'll need the Rhinox hide. Before that though, before that, Caribou Crimson his guts, as it were. Yeah, I'm looking like they could be like kind of bandage type footwear here. It's got to be a little careful on this one. He's got his spear like on the tip of his toe, almost. That's good. That's good. Got some rags hanging from his like his arm as well. Might do them in grey, but I'll switch brushes for that one, I think. Yeah, it's actually this commission which forced me to make my own astrogranite, so that's good really in a way. Just going to add a bit more water to the mix there. Now I'm going to switch brushes. So I'm going to do these like rags that's hanging from his arm. Yeah, if I can get an hour's work done on these guys today, that will be quite, for me, that'll be a good accomplishment. Much as I want to get my own stuff done, I've got to prioritise these guys. Then I can get my Death Guard done. Then I can get Necromunda underway. See how it works there. In the meantime, I may have to dig out some Space Hulk because I fancy playing that. Space Hulk. Oh, I like Space Hulk. Good game. Well, actually, I love Space Hulk. People didn't make enough homebrew missions for my liking, though, in their playthroughs and whatever. That will do for him. Ugh. I will get this palette cleaned up properly sometime. So I was just looking for my grey over on a different table. Thought perhaps I might have left it there. I thought I might have known where I left it, but that's okay. Right, go for some black, I think. Abaddon black. Yeah, so we'll do that for some of the areas. Let's stick with this brush actually. Right, so good shake. I quite like Abaddon black. It's got a fairly good, viscosity to it. I quite like it. I'm going to water it down with a little bit of Flow Aid because there are many recesses in the footwear here. I just want to make sure it runs into them. Alright, without taking down the pigmentation too much. Well, I might have done too much there now, but oh well, we'll see. We'll soon see. Okay. Black shoes. Oh, this is going on alright. Half an hour already. See, I don't know where the time goes. You're doing this stuff, and the hours just rack up, you know. Yeah, there's another one. That's good. Okay. We'll have him black too. Just want a little bit of variety on footwear. All of the clothing actually, since I have free reign. Probably better suited to bandages, but I don't want them all the same, so I want him to have a black boot on that side and a black shoe on this side. I've seen a couple of people's opinions on that chapter approved book. They seem to like it. Give them that. I can't see me getting it, but I will be looking to get the Tyranid Codex after Christmas. Something I'm going to pick up. Right, black shoes, here we go. I have got to do some touch-up work, that's true. It's absolutely true. Because these models were not well, some of them are primed. I had to strip others, so I was working on them at different times, like different stages. So I've never truly been able to bring them up to the same stage, as it were. It's going to be another car cast this week, but you probably would have seen it by the time you see this, because this will be scheduled way in advance. Footwear. Yeah, planning on scheduling this quite far ahead. So I've already got this week's on the bench covered. You know, time of recording. So this will be going up for next week, hopefully, all being well. And if the video doesn't go nuts on me again, I'll tell you what it did. It kind of went into slow motion on its own, of chord. Weird, but the sound didn't. The visual did, but the audio didn't. So that was weird. Check the card, tried repairing it, but it says there's nothing wrong. It's just one of those weird things. I think you can't go wrong with black footwear, really, by and large, when it's just like a shoe type affair. Vampire counts. They seem okay to paint though, I'll be honest. Quite enjoying it. It's not bad. Not bad, he says. Not bad. Stuff it will give him all black. Yeah, I'm quite chuffed with the Astro Granite, the homemade stuff. It's turned out really well, from what I can see. You know, I tried it out on a couple of different surfaces. That's MDF, that's the plastic, and I'm really impressed, I have to say. So, that's what I'll be using in future. I'll just make up big batches of it, and yeah, save myself a fortune, it seems. It's like you do these models on production line type process and you think, how many are there? How many? See, do I have any other news? Not really. I had a bit of a choking fit yesterday. I think it was an MS related problem. Brain decided my throat needed to close over for no reason. Heck, can't breathe, you know. That was fun, not. I try not to think about it too much. It's like, you know, you can't dwell on it too much. You know, is that the way I'm going to go? You know, who can say? I'll leave that. I'll do a Ushabti bone one on there. And there. Yeah, that's it. There's 2 Ushabti bone ones to do, and then I've done base paint on all the footwear, which is good. Still confounding me as to where that Longbeard Grey vanished to. Who knows? Anyway, Ushabti bone. I'm going to do some Screaming Skull dry brushing, seeing as I can't do Longbeard Grey dry brushing. Ushabti bone. Now this stuff dries out pretty quick, so it's a good job in a way that there's only 2 models to do for their feet, you know. Kalinsky, these 2 here. So I've got shopping arriving today, and talking of shopping, we actually, my wife and I went and bought our Christmas meat yesterday. We were going to order it from Donald Russell, but you know, I thought, no, it's senseless paying that criminal amount of money. Let's just go to the supermarket and get a joint of beef, and it'll be cheaper. So that's what we did. It's in our freezer now, awaiting. Oh, I just realised he's got a skeletal arm, so his arm and face. He's still got a bit of flesh on his other arm, so I'll leave that one. I'll leave that chap. But yeah, we got our meat, so our beef is there. It's in the freezer. It's doing well. Looking forward to that. What I might do with this shoulder as a bone too. Excellent. That's what I'm most looking forward to for Christmas, is the Christmas lunch dinner. Beef. That's a rare thing. Rare treat. You don't get that very often, eh? That's going to be roast beef with all the trimmings. You know, even sprouts, hell yeah. Sprouts the lot. Just realised a lot of these have got exposed bone. It's really weird looking. Yeah, one of his ribs just showing through, as it were. Anybody else? I better get this guy's feet done, or his shoes, wrappings, whatever they're going to be, because that was what it was intended for. At 46 minutes. It is just a case of seeing, once that's done, looking around all the other models and saying, oh, does anyone else need a bit of shabty bone anywhere? They're kind of semi-skeletal, these guys. They're not full-on skeletons, but they're quite decayed. Give them that. Right, so there we are. Anybody else got anything bony to add to the mix? Yes, he has. His leg. I love shabty bone. Sometimes I use talon sand and work up from that, but a lot of the time. Okay. Right, he's got a skeletal arm. Very unusual, I have to say. And one of these skeletal legs. We're getting through this. Of course, I like it when you start putting more of the shade washing. I know I've done some shade washing, but I prefer it when the shade washing proper begins, so it looks more authentic. Of course, I'll do this, and then it'll be like, yeah, but you forgot that. His leg's definitely skeletal, as is his ribs. I don't think I can get away with him saying he's just very thin there. Okay, happy with that. To a degree, he says. Okay. So I've only got 10 minutes left. I don't want to do too much. I'll just do the screaming skull. Dry brushing on the appropriate models. And then I'll call it a day. Ugh. Yeah, that's how cheap these brushes are, look. Adios. Alright, screaming skull. So, a dry brush. Get me a dry brush, someone. Ah, there we go. That'll do. A couple I want to do. I want to dry brush him. Screaming skills. I think he and he. There's a couple of bits on there. It's a pity I can't find that long beard grey. It really is. But there you go. So this is like the next layer up from Shabty Bone. When you do bone, you have to do some screaming skull after you've put the Agrax Earth shade on. Do some screaming skull. Nice. Yeah. Looking good, I think. Right, so that's. I'm not putting the screaming skull on the other stuff because the Shabty Bone is not dry yet, and I need to put some Agrax Earth shade onto them anyways. Right, okay. Alright, I'm going to end it there. And there we are. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Let me know, as always, what you guys are working on, because I love to read about that. And, you know, I love to know what everyone's working on in their hobby. And, but yeah, thanks for joining me. It's been a real pleasure. It's good to get that hour done on, or thereabouts hour, done on this commission, because I want to get it off the table. So I got my diorama and Death Guard to finish, yeah? I have my beholder for D&D. I'm nearly there on him. Not much to do. I've got a War Machine guy. I've got my Death Guard, not my Death Guard, my Death Watch guys to do. Gilliman, loads of other stuff. So, thanks for watching. Remember, all brushes lead to war. And bye for now.